guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I will be talking about a couple of things that you need to do once you arrive in the United Kingdom as an international student. I'm sure a lot of us know how stressful it can be. The process of coming here, sometimes it could be very overwhelming, especially when you're doing it all by yourself. And then getting here, you still have like a whole list of things that you need to do and check off your list to settle in as quickly as possible. So this is where I come in. I'm going to give you a list of things to do and how to go about them when you arrive in the United Kingdom. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, which to be honest you should have done before arriving in the UK, is making sure that you get the right accommodation. And honestly, for me, it was a bit stressful because everything was happening so fast for me. So I had to quickly find accommodation, and at that time there was still COVID. I mean, there's still COVID, but it was a bit much worse at that time. So I had to quarantine when I came here for 10 days before I could go out and do a lot of COVID tests and all of that. So it was stressful getting an accommodation because you needed an accommodation to book your COVID tests that will be sent to your house. But now you don't need to do that anymore, which is good. So all you need to do is just make sure that you get your accommodation. I wouldn't advise you coming here first and then looking for accommodation, because I think it would just be very stressful. So it's important that you get your accommodation. You could go on sites like Spare Room, Rightmove, and check for rooms or studio apartments, or you could go online and check for student accommodation depending on the location you're in, and you could find accommodation there before coming here. So make sure you get that out of the way. That's like one of the most important things that you need to do before coming here. And the next thing you need to make sure that you sort out is your biometric residence permit, which is usually called the BRP. And you need to make sure that because I think when you get your visa, there's a letter stating where you're going to pick up your BRP. When you're doing your registration and all of that, it should give you this. I think this is when you're applying for your visa. It should give you like an option for where you want to pick up your BRP once you arrive in the United Kingdom, which is either from a post office or from your school. And it's much easier if you pick your school, because you just go to your school and pick it up instead of just like finding a post office, because by the time you come, you're still trying to find your way around. So I would suggest that you pick your school and get your BRP from your school. Sometimes it's ready before you arrive, or it's ready like a few days after you arrive, and then you can just pick it up. Your BRP is very important because it has your information and it's like your identity card basically, and you need it to be able to do a couple of things like opening an account and all of that. So it's very important that you sort this out as soon as you get here. And the next thing you need to do is get a SIM card. There are like lots of service providers, but you could check online to see which one works best for your location. I'll put a link in the description too, so you can put your postcode and you can see the service providers that work better at your location. And it's better for you to get a SIM card when you arrive, not at the airport, because most times it's more expensive getting a SIM card at the airport. You could just download whatever your map and to the location you're going to, so you don't need to like stress about Wi-Fi and how you're going to get connected to the internet. If that takes you to your location, you'll be able to get a SIM card from maybe if wherever you are, there could be a town center. You go there and they'll have shops there. You could just get a SIM card from any of the service providers, and you could easily talk about what plan you need and fit it into your finances and all of that. So that's one of the most important things, because you need a SIM card to talk to people and move around. So make sure you get your SIM card. And the next thing you need to do is get your NI number. If you're as an international student, most of us want to work when we come to the UK. So when I was coming, I honestly did not know most of these things. I figured them out by myself, and I mean, you go online and you see all this information, but it could be very overwhelming for a lot of people. So I totally understand how stressful it can be. It was quite overwhelming, especially when you're trying to figure it out all by yourself. So when I got here, I did not even know I had to get like an NI number or anything, but I was able to get one because I immediately I got here, I applied for a job. That was one of the first things I did. I applied for a job and I was lucky to get one like just a few weeks after getting here, but then they were asking for like an NI number. I'm like, okay, so I need to get an NI number. But you could still get a job without an NI number, but you cannot get paid without having an NI number, which is the national insurance number. So you need to get your national insurance number. It's a very, very easy step. You just go online, put all your details, and you could have it like ASAP. They'll send you like an email, and then that's it. So I would put a link in the description box to tell you how to go about it and the website that you should go to get your NI number. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly touch on getting a job. That's if you want to get a job, because I know not everybody wants to get a job when they come to the UK. But if you want to get a job, or if you're going to find a job immediately you come to the UK, like me, you could go on sites like Indeed, LinkedIn, Reed, Total Jobs, and there are like a million other websites you could get jobs. Or you could call or message recruiters or recruitment companies and tell them you're looking for part-time jobs that you could work 20 hours a week. And it's so important to follow the rules, because here, you like, except you're working for the NHS, ideally you're not supposed to work more than 20 hours in a week. So you just have to make sure that you find a job that fits into your schedule, and you're able to properly plan yourself and just know what you're doing. But another thing that you actually need to get once you get here is your timetable. You could either, I don't know, depending on the school you're in, get your timetable online, or it gets sent to you depending on where you are. So it's so important to have your timetable, because with your timetable you're able to properly plan yourself and know if, oh, this job you're taking, can I work on Monday, can I work on Tuesday, however you want to do it. So I was so lucky that when I came here, I only got to go for classes twice a week. So it was just so easier for me. I think it was either Monday and Tuesday, or Monday and Wednesday, I can't really remember, but I was able to work all the other days of the week. So I just got them to kind of fit that into my work schedule, and it just made my life much easier. And it's so important to go to classes. Some people come here and they think that, oh, I'll just sit at home and not go to class. If you're meant to go to class, go for physical classes. You should go for physical classes, because they usually do classes online for people that are supposed to be watching online. Having classes online is not for everybody, so you just have to make sure that you go through your timetable properly and see, oh, am I supposed to be online, or am I supposed to be going to a physical class? So you have to go for your classes. You have to make sure that you tap in, depending, like in my school, you have to tap in with your ID card, tap in the beginning of the class to make sure that you are registering your attendance. So this is very, very important, very, very important. Do not miss your classes. Get your timetable immediately you get here. And the next thing you need to do is get your bank account. Open a bank account. When you get here, it might be a bit stressful, especially when you don't have your BRP. So you might not be able to open a bank account immediately, but you could open Revolut or Monzo. Those ones, they don't have like physical locations. They just operate online. So you just download the app, put in your passport and all your details, and that's it. I think it works in like a few minutes. You have your account. So you could do that, and then you could still open like go to a physical bank and open an account, or go online. Most of the banks they have ways you could open accounts online. When I came here, I didn't have to go to the bank physically. I went online and I opened an account. It was so it is a TSB account, so you could probably check that, or maybe open any of the other banks. I'm sure they probably all have like online methods for you to open an account. But opening an account is very, very important, especially now that you can really use if you're coming from Nigeria, you can use your card online. From what you can use your card abroad, from what I'm reading online. So getting a bank account is very, very, very important. and it's something that you need to do immediately you get here. And the next thing you need to do is register for your GP. Honestly, I did not register for my GP until like a few months after getting here, maybe like 3 or 4 months. But it's important that you do so immediately you come here. You could go online. When you go online, you put in your details and you would see the closest GPs that are around your location. What I did was I checked the reviews on Google. I checked the reviews and I saw like the ones that had bad reviews and good reviews, and I picked the one that had good reviews, and I just went there and I registered and everything. So it's important that you do that. It doesn't take time. It doesn't take time at all, and it's very quick. And if you don't have an NHS number, that is not really a problem. If you go and register for your GP, it's something that I think they should be able to do for you. The next thing you need to do is get yourself a RAILCARD. Depending on your location or where you are staying or where your school is. If you're in London, for example, you should get yourself an OYSTER card, because this is going to like give you it's going to make the prices for transportation lesser than they would usually be if you're not using an OYSTER card. And with this, you can just go around London and even outside London, some parts of the UK outside London. So it just makes your life much easier. You can get like the physical card, or you can get the contactless on your phone, depending on what you want. And you should actually also get a RAILCARD. When I came, I got this 16 to 25 RAILCARD. It lasts for like a year, but I think it costs about £30. And so, for example, maybe if you're with this card, if the price of the ticket is usually £20, with your RAILCARD it could be maybe £17 or 18 or 16, depending on, you know, I'm just giving like a rough example, but it gives you less, the price is like cheaper than the usual ticket. So it's very important to get a RAILCARD, very important. And like when I came, I was so confused on how to get around. Like, it's so important to talk to people and ask questions, because if you just think that you can find all the information you need online, or you just figure it out yourself, it might be more stressful and to take you more time to figure things out. So it's important to actually speak to people and ask people, oh, how do I do this, or where do I get this? Because it's like people around you are going to give you the best information on how to do things easier and quicker in your location. So I was so confused about how to get around, like but eventually I just figured it out, or download the bus app. It's so important to have like an app that would show you when the bus is coming. Like for me now, I'm in Essex, so I have the First Bus app, and on the app it shows me, I get my tickets on the app, and it, like, you as a student, you usually get like discounts, which is very nice. So you get discounts, and I could get like 10 tickets for £15, and or you could get like a monthly ticket or weekly, depending on what you want. And I think you could also get like a bus pass. I don't really know how that works. I never got that, but I think there's a way you could also get a bus pass, and it just kind of cuts the cost for you. This is very important, because instead of you paying actual money or using your cards to like swiping and tapping, it's going to cost you more, especially if you're going around different places. So it's just best you just go and buy your tickets online, either for the week or for the day or for the month, and get like a discount. It makes your life much easier. So I use the app, and the app will tell me what bus to use and when the bus was coming, and if the bus was coming or not. So it just made my life much easier. So make sure that wherever you are in the UK, just have like an app, maybe a bus app that would show you all this information that you need, because it just takes away the stress and makes your life much easier. And the next thing you need to do, which is, oh my god, so important, you need to sort out your food. Food is important. If you're a Nigerian, for example, or you're from like an African country, you would probably be looking for African food and stores, or where to get, you know, things, because it could be a bit confusing. if you don't know where to get these things. There are some places that you won't actually see the places like in the town center. They're probably in other places. If you check online, you could find their addresses, but it's so important to find these places and know where you're going to and what you're getting. So just find the best stores. If you go online and probably type African food or African grocery stores in your location, you probably see like options and how to get there. So it's so important. You need to get your food, and if you are not like a cooking person and you just want to order online, you could have you could download Deliveroo or Just Eat. Those apps, you can order food online. You can find African food on these apps also. So this is not a paid ad or anything. I'm just trying to let you guys know the easiest way to get all these things when you get here, so you don't get too overwhelmed and confused on what to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope I've been able to help you in one way or the other. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment in the comment section, or you could send me a message on any of my social media. I think I have them up on the description box. Just send me a message, because I've been getting lots of messages and I've been trying to respond as quickly as possible. So just leave me a comment. I would respond, and I hope I'll be able to answer your questions. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.